Hello, callers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Raphinha as the Barcelona forward have issued an apology after lashing out over substitution versus Manchester United. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then to conclude this episode, we are going to be discussing on 5 key stats from Barcelona's 2-2 draw against United yesterday. So guys, before we get right into the story, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are highly welcomed. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barcelona forward Raphinha has issued an apology to manager Xavi Hernandez and the club after his angry reaction to being subbed off against Manchester United. The 26-year-old was one of the brightest performers for Barca at Spotify Camp Nou on Thursday night, scoring and assisting a goal apiece as the game ended in a 2-2 draw. It was Raphinha who scored the equalizer when Manchester United were leading 2-1, but soon after the Brazilian international was taken off by manager Xavi, with Ferran Torres replacing him. Not happy with his substitution, Raphinha was seen reacting angrily as he walked off the pitch and while sitting on the bench as he fumed about not being on the pitch any longer. Speaking after the game, Xavi said he made the substitution thinking of what was the best for the team. He said, Raphinha has apologized for his reaction after the substitution. I understand him. I think it's fine that he's frustrated, but I take the best decisions for the team. Raphinha has since come out and issued an apology saying, I've already apologized and I will do it again on training. I want to say sorry for my reaction after the change. It won't happen again. I don't have any problem with Xavi or the club. I just wanted to be on the pitch. So the reaction from Raphinha was certainly understandable as he had looked like the only player who could make a difference for Barca for a long time on Thursday. In fact, he had assisted the opening goal and then scored the equalizer for this team. The game between Barca and Manchester United, of course, finished in a 2-2 draw, setting up an enticed second leg at Old Trafford next week. What a game it was yesterday. That was not just like a Europa League at all. It looked more like a knockout stage in the Champions League because it was end-to-end stuff. Very, very entertaining game. One of the best games I've seen this season. And if I was a neutral, I would say, yeah, a game that is the best game so far I've seen. Whether it's Champions League or Europa League, the best. But being a Barca fan, it did not end to our favor because we had to make advantage of the fact that we are playing at our stadium. This is the kind of situations where we need to make Camp Nou our fortress, try to get the trip, and not even 3 points, sorry, try to win the games so that the second leg we won't have so much work to do because now Barca have a lot of work. The load is really is huge. It's huge, and also considering the fact that we have some issues with injuries, how are we supposed to cope with that? It's gonna take a lot for us to really go there and dominate to win. Of course, we all know we can do it. We can do it. We still have a very good squad, even without the players Pedri, Gavi, Busquets, Dembele. We still have a good squad to try and compete at Old Trafford next week to try and win the game. But yesterday's game was a game that we had to just try. Xavi's selection was something that made many people furious. Taking Alba over Bade, Alonso over Christensen. It was something that was not good. It was not good at all. He could have just gone with his normal, natural, strong starting 11 back. But he did not. He did not. I don't know what he was thinking, but everything for me, I think there was a failure there. And he should admit it. Because now the load is on Barca. United left the stadium yesterday as the happier fans. So let's see how it goes. It's going to take the grace of God for us to cross. But we can do it. I still have belief in my team. We can do it. Next Thursday at Old Trafford will be another game to watch. I think the two teams, you can see how Eric Ten Hag have really made United to be a very, very strong side, competing so well. And of course, they were not scared at all at Barcelona. They played at our stadium as if they are playing at their own stadium. This is a different United team, and it's not a team to maybe Barca were playing against them thinking that they are still not up to the level. We all are in a similar situation because Xavi came in. We of course Ten Hag also came in when those two clubs were in shambles and trying to bring them. I think those two managers right now are doing one of the best jobs in the world in bringing the teams up to where they belong. That is why you saw how the game was played. That game was not the level of a Europa League. That is the level of two huge Champions League elite teams that we saw yesterday, which means that next season will be a very good season for those two teams because the managers there are doing a great job during a period of transition. So Raphinha, who had a very great game, has been so professional to apologize after his reaction. I know he was really mad because Xavi's to be honest, I was really shocked after Xavi did that substitution, and he was mad because he knew that he was the one trying to create the difference, and he was removed at a very terrible time. But good enough, he has already apologized, and it makes sense for the whole team. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona and Manchester United played out an entertaining 2-2 draw in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League playoffs at Spotify Camp Nou on Thursday night. After an entertaining first period with no goals, Barca took the lead early in the second half through Marcos Alonso, only to see Marcos Rashford level up minutes later. The Catalans were then pegged back at some brilliance from Rashford down the right flank, forced an own goal from Jules Koundé, with Manchester United going ahead. But Raphinha was at hand to equalise for Barca and ensure that they went into the second leg at Old Trafford on equal footing as they looked to book a place in the round of 16. Alonso was a surprise starter for Barca last night, with Xavi, of course, opting to choose the Spaniard ahead of informed Christensen, and the ex-Chelsea ace got his name on the score sheet. So with the goal, Alonso has now scored in each of his last two Champions League or Europa League games, 2 goals, as many as his previous 46 appearance in the competition. Meanwhile, Koundé's own goal was the first Barcelona had scored in Europe since April 2015. Jeremy Mathieu vs PSG, the Frenchman, has now scored 2 own goals since arriving in Spain, both of which have come in his last 4 games. After a slow start to life as a Barca player, Raphinha is starting to come into his own in recent times and once again produced a clutch display, scoring and assisting a goal apiece against United on Thursday night. It means that Raphinha became the La Liga player to have both scored and assisted a goal in more games, that is 4, across all competitions this season. It was pretty evident that Barca were put under a lot of pressure by United last night, with the Premier League side creating a host of chances. Indeed, Barca faced as many as 18 shots against United on Thursday, the highest they have faced in a home game this season. Meanwhile, Xavi's subpar record in home matches in Europe as manager of Barca continued. Under Xavi, the Blaugrana have played 8 European ties at Spotify Camp Nou, but won only 1, draw 5, losing 2. What a shame. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.